Hey there, it's Candid Craftsman back from an Ocean Beach vacation. Took a little hiatus over the past week. Did a lot of bike riding, a lot of planning, a lot of relaxation, some metal detecting on the coastline. But here we are, straight back to a project. And this project is going to be a sink covering. Gonna be something different. I've never tackled anything like this. It's over a void, which makes construction different because there's nothing supporting the base. It's on a ledger in the kitchen. So yeah, it's a whole new realm of cutting board, and it is going to be end grain, but I wanted to make some face grain strips go perpendicular to kind of add some stability over the void in these glue joints. And as we move along and cut some of these strips up, you'll see what I do. I've seen some examples looking through online browsers, and just I kind of wanted to do something similar to some stuff I've seen, but also I'm doing something that I've never seen, honestly. So here we are, just making those strips I'm talking about that go in between the end grain squares. And I want to kind of slow down my narration on this video and try to make this more of a passive watch for any viewers. I accumulated about 300 views on my last video, and it's a little faster pace than I'd like. I kind of want to slow down, maybe a little less talking and explaining, and just pay more attention to the videography and what's going on. Here I'm making half cuts so I don't bind up the saw, because this is a pretty big board for any saw really, but especially for a 10-inch little table saw like the one I'm using here. But just take a little less off at a time, and sure enough, it'll get the job done just fine. Especially throw it over the joiner after. Yeah. When you're doing this, I highly recommend to wear those rubber gloves. I'm experienced to an extent and have used a lot of table saws. So yeah, any of this work, it kind of should start off, I guess maybe in the next video I'll start off with like a view. Don't try this at home, because you can hurt yourself really bad. But this is a lot of fun, relaxing for me because of the focus involved. Slide that out. So this video is mainly going to be the first part actually of this build. This build is going to be a multi-part build, and I just want to show the glue up process. Using a lot of glue, and you will see that as this video goes on. Basically, I'm painting on this waterproof wood glue to every surface that's gonna see a glue joint. I don't just do the one surface thing with cutting boards. I do both surfaces, because these things, it's the only thing holding them together is that glue. I almost use it like contact cement instead of wood glue, and just clean up the mess with some water. I will say I have a project that I'm doing just out of pure interest in it. I'm not building it for anybody, but it's a project. I'm making a liquor cabinet, a cherry liquor cabinet, and I got to think about that a lot over vacation and this project. And what a nice, refreshing break to come back and have all the wood here and just get to dive right into slicing and dicing and doing this first glue up. So you might be saying, you're gluing up face grain here. Well, yes, I am. But in the next video, you'll see how we turn the face grain cutting board. It could be a face grain cutting board when I'm done here, but we're gonna turn that into an end grain cutting board. Big on the rubber gloves now. those things they're not a suggestion for me anymore. I use those every time I touch a glue bottle. They are a lifesaver. I never used to use those, but they are sweet, especially for messier projects like cutting boards with a lot of wood glue. So I just put a 1/4 inch strip in between these squares, and that 1/4 inch strip is going to act mainly, first of all, it helps widen up the board to give me the correct width to cover the whole sink, and then it also is part of the design I'm doing. So there's going to be kind of like a grid of 1/4 inch walnut in between the 2-inch walnut squares for this job. And part of the reason is to kind of add some stability, but this isn't going to add that much stability. This is more just for the design, and then the other strips that run perpendicular and face grain will add some stability, because there will be quite a few of those. They will also lengthen this up. This has to be roughly around 30 inches wide, so it's only 27 here, so I got to make up 3 inches or whatever. Not really, I got to make up like an inch, but you want everything to be oversized. Also, this isn't going to be one board. Eventually I'm going to slice this and partition it so you can take up half of this or a third of it, and then use the sink while you got the cutting board propped up on the sink. I will say this sink looks sweet. It's inset, but it has that little ledger, like a 1/4 inch ledger around the whole perimeter of the sink, right against the countertop. The countertop's 1.25 inches thick, so it's gonna be it's not gonna be the thickest board in the world, and that's why I'm able to. That's also going to help me get gain some distance when I go out, to make the 28 or the 29 inches up or something. So what I mean by that is these squares are right around 2 inches wide, but I'm going to rip them on the table saw, cross-cut strips, and flip them on end, and that will add up. The shorter, the thinner the piece, the farther along they'll stretch when you put them in sequence, and you'll visually be able to see that in the next video. Now, these 90-degree plywood brackets came in handy. These I got back in the day, and I just held on to, and I was using them to put on the sides of cabinets, and now I'm like, you know what, this is the perfect application, because they are coated in a polyurethane pretty good. They're pre-finished maple plywood, so it basically, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't allow the wood glue to stick to the maple. It creates a separation between the wood glue and the grain of the plywood. So same with those plywood blocks on top, those gluing blocks, so the clamp doesn't make any indent in that walnut. Yeah, as I tighten this up, you'll see, hopefully you can see, you have to excuse the camera shake. It's amazing. Oh, excuse me, let me finish my thought. Hopefully you'll see some glue spill out of those joints, as I tighten those clamps up. Plenty of clamp action on this one. I mean, that's what holds these joints together. But I was gonna say something else. I totally forgot. You have to forgive me on that one. Yeah, lost my train of thought. So, just slowly working through here, and when you do glue ups, you just want to keep an eye on every seam, and create that tension in between each piece of wood that allows for the bond between the wood. So Yeah, those plywood 90s came in handy for this one, I will say that. And I'm pulling the board flat. I got glue blocks in the front. You'll see in future clips in this video, actually, I have glue blocks in the front of this board that I'm using to pull that board up against those square faces. And I'm just putting a little screw in to catch the top of that clamp in case it wants to slip or something. And I did that up top there too with the other clamp on this side, because the flat board, you can see I wasn't able to. I wanted the tall side of those brackets, so the tall side goes up. But now that the tall side's up, I don't have that flat pad to hook the clamps to, so I had to glue them right to this, or hook them to these screws on this awkward angle, which is fine. I mean, I had to put a couple holes in that one anyway to glue it in away from the table. I wasn't away from the edge of the table. I wasn't able to clamp it down to the table. I had to screw it down to the table there. So I had to put a few holes in it anyway, so might as well just soil the whole thing. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, getting there, I concentrate a ton when it comes to glue ups. I mean, this is an extremely important part, and if one thing's a rue, it's no good. As you can see, the mess is astronomical on this board. It's a lot of glue, but all that glue is excess coming out of those joints, so that's how I was taught. There it is, dry the next day. You can see those face plywood having strips there that I was talking about, holding the board straight against the bracket. There it is. See that? There it is. Taking the clamps off, taking the cast away, and get busy. Remember I made that big fuss about the pre-finished maple? Well, I had a moment there where it had bonded to that a little bit, so I had to take a chisel and just pop her off of there, real gentle, not to damage anything, or the bracket. I really don't want to damage the soft plywood, so just a little pop, and it came right off. But yeah, this thing's a boat anchor. This thing's heavy right now because it's very thick, and I'm hoping I have some excess off of this because they want to go with a matching cutting board to go with it, and it'd be nice to have a couple strips just to go off of and make the same. Yeah, no, that thing was not light, but there it is. Ugly glue that I couldn't get off and all. So there's a YouTuber here that I've looked up that does a lot of hand plane stuff, and he is very prominent about rounding the blade of the hand plane to replace the need of a belt sander, which I did, and it does work, but it also makes your plane only do that, which I knew getting into. But anyway, I just am doing that here. I'm going to use this to make it so I don't burn through as much belt sanding paper. I rounded that bit there for the planer is rounded, and it just takes off more wood in specific locations. So I'm taking off any high spots in particular, and it's a little difficult because I have wood grains going in alternating directions to kind of add some randomness to this. So, but as you can see, after sharpening up the 2500 grit, I mean that's sharp enough for what I'm doing. And I do use the belt sander and the orbital sander to get this thing flat enough to end up joining the edges. I don't have a 20-inch wide planer, or I would just run it through a planer, and I thought about doing 2 glue ups, and I just didn't want to go that route. It just becomes a lot extra to do the 2 glue ups, and if It's nicer. This is only, I think it's like 14 inches wide or something. It's just over 12 inches. So it'd just be kind of silly to do 2 glue ups when I have a 5-inch wide orbital sander. So 5 inches is over a third of the width of this. So I think I can get it fairly flat with something that covers a surface area of over a third of the width of this. You know, the belt sander is 3 inches that I'm working with, which is a little risky, but you just don't want to be heavy-footed with it. You kind of want to be overcautious with how much pressure you're putting on it, and you'll see. Here I'm just taking some excess glue off, cleaning up some of the glue with the glue chisel. I sharpen that too. That's just one of those cheap old glue chisels, but it works good. It's nice and wide, so it's perfect for that. And more with this, it keeps the sawdust down, and you just get rid of the shavings. It's a lot easier to get rid of those shavings than sawdust, so a lot less messy. Don't have to have the mask on for this one. And obviously I got a straight edge. I use that straight 2 foot level, and I just kind of use that as a gauge to make sure I'm actually making a flat surface. And that's what I'm doing here. Perfect timing for this clip to come in. Right now I'm watching this as I do the voiceover, so live, and doing exactly that. I got it up here on my custom heavy duty sawhorses. These were designed to put logs on top of. They're big pressure treated 6x6s, but this actually worked perfect for this big board here, and I wanted to do it outside, and it had enough weight to hold it down with the tug of this belt sander. And I got a high spot here in this corner, so you'll see me take a little time and just work that high spot down. Walnut's pretty good to work with, except the powder dust is kind of irritating to me, particularly. It's the one wood. Cedar doesn't irritate me. Even like, I've been around teak, and it hasn't. I mean, it's irritated my skin, but not my respiratory system. This irritates my respiratory system pretty good, so I got a mask on the whole time. But this 60 grit belt sander will flatten this thing out in no time. You want to just use your straight edge and be patient when you're doing something like this. This is basically replacing what you would use to do this in a big old shop is a drum sander, but since I don't have a drum sander, this will have to do. And I will say that I don't mind doing this. The belt sander is an easy tool to use. I used it a lot at a past job I had, so I have a lot of time on it, and I'm comfortable with the thing. This is a nice lightweight one. I hit it with the orbital sander off camera, whatever. That's it, you know? That's it, ready for the next stage. Flat, right on the manufactured flat surface on a table saw, and it sits flat, so it's ready for the next stage of cross-cutting and gluing it up together. Thanks for watching.